Unusual hunt. The small town of Oakwood was surrounded by dense forests, and every full moon, the residents would lock themselves in their homes, knowing that a werewolf was roaming the woods. For years, they lived in fear of the beast, never going outside at night and always keeping their doors and windows locked. But one young woman named Sarah wasn't content to live in fear. She had heard stories of a werewolf hunter who had come to town many years ago, and she was determined to find him and ask for his help. After weeks of searching, Sarah finally found the hunter, a gray-haired old man named Jack. At first, he was skeptical of Sarah's request, but when she told him of the terror that had gripped the town, he agreed to help. Sarah and Jack set off into the woods armed with silver bullets and a keen sense of danger. As they went deeper into the forest, they could hear the howling of a werewolf in the distance, growing louder with each step. Finally, they reached a clearing where the werewolf was waiting for them. It was a huge beast with fur as black as night and eyes that glowed with an unearthly light. The battle was fierce, with Sarah and Jack dodging the werewolf's razor-sharp claws and fangs. But they came prepared, and with a well-aimed shot, Jack managed to hit the werewolf with a silver bullet. The werewolf howled in pain and transformed back into human form, revealing that it was the town's beloved doctor, Dr. Thomas. He had been cursed with lycanthropy after treating a patient who had been bitten by a werewolf. Sarah and Jack helped Dr. Thomas return to town, where they explained what had happened. The townspeople were shocked to learn that their beloved doctor had been a werewolf all along, but they were grateful to Sarah and Jack for saving them from his wrath. From that day on, Sarah and Jack became the protectors of Oakwood, protecting the town from all sorts of supernatural threats. Although they knew that danger would always lurk in the shadows, they were confident that together they could withstand anything that came their way. As the years passed, Sarah and Jack became a formidable team, taking on every supernatural threat that came their way. They fought demons, ghosts, and other creatures of the night, always winning. But one night, a new danger arose. Sarah received a message from an old friend warning her about a vampire who had come to town. The vampire named Vladimir was known for his insatiable bloodlust and supernatural abilities. Sarah and Jack set out to find Vladimir, but he proved to be an elusive target. He seemed to know their every move, always one step ahead. They finally managed to track him down to an abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. Sarah and Jack cautiously entered the mansion, weapons at the ready. They quickly realized they were not alone. The mansion was filled with vampires, all under Vladimir's control. Sarah and Jack fought bravely, but they were outnumbered. When all seemed lost, a mysterious stranger appeared. He was tall and thin, with piercing blue eyes and a silver cane. He introduced himself as a vampire hunter named Alexander and came to help. Together, Sarah, Jack, and Alexander fought their way through the mansion, fighting vampire after vampire. Finally, they reached Vladimir's lair, where he was waiting for them. The battle that followed was intense. Vladimir was a strong opponent, but Sarah, Jack, and Alexander fought with all their might. They used every weapon at their disposal, from silver bullets to wooden stakes, and finally managed to defeat Vladimir. As the sun began to rise, Sarah, Jack, and Alexander emerged from the mansion victorious. They had saved the city from the vampire menace, but they knew their work was never done. There would always be new dangers lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike. But they were not afraid. They had each other, and they knew that together they could face whatever came their way. With that, they set off into the dawn, ready for whatever the future held. End of story. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this story